Warm welcome to all of you. A very good afternoon. Thank you for being here and welcome to Tally CA Connect. Today's topic of discussion is how we can exchange business data between clients and consultants easily for the purpose of direct and indirect tax. Our expert for today is Mr. Avichi Krishnan. Avichi sir is a Tally evangelist and is a tax consultant for over 25 years now. He has conducted 800 plus national and state level trainings in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Manipur, and more. We are glad that Avichi sir has taken out time from his very busy schedule and ready to help us with this CA Connect at this important audit phase for all consultants. Thank you, Avichi sir, for being here today. Over to you.
Good afternoon. How crucial the time is. Why? Because people are so busy, especially the tax consultants and chartered accountants are so busy in filing GSTR 3B. Okay. Now the issue is all the month, either on 11th or on 20th, the tax consultants are facing the data exchange issue persistently. Okay. So the issue is a predominant issue between the client and the consultants or the chartered accountants. Okay. Why? Because the clients used to send the data perfectly. Okay. So it reaches us perfectly. When we make up the changes and when we send back the data, many of the accountants are carelessly not updating the data again. They keep on updating their data. When it comes to next month, they used to send the not updated or they used to send the data that they continue. Okay, so when we reach the GSTR 2A or GSTR 2B, GSTR 1, when we meet or when we encounter the very same problems that we solved in the last month, then only we people realize the data is not an updated one. Unfortunately, after that, he or she might have uploaded or entered so many purchase entries and so many sales entries and so many bank entries and other things. Even he or she may correct something or updated something or modified something. So now the issue is, even I realize the data is not an updated one, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. Or I have to repeat all the steps that I did in the last month. So it may be okay for a first month or second month. If the accountant continues the same for the third month or fourth month, we people will get simply irritated. We people will stop updating the data, or we people will simply tell them, right, this is not possible here. Every month I cannot do it again and again. Okay, so friends, I'm going to give you 5 simple, easy ways to exchange data between you and the client. Okay, right. So every end, the data will get updated hassle free. Okay, so data, both the end, the data will be intact. Both the end, the data will be free from any errors with regard to GSTR 1 or GSTR 3B or GSTR 2. Okay, or 2B. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the practical ways that I derived for my office. Okay, I'm going to share the methodology that we introduce gradually in our office, with which we are easily facing our client. We are easily exchanging data between our office and the clients. Okay, right. So let me tell you one by one. Let me explain all the steps. Let me give you the practical tips here and there. Okay, right. So when you have problems, right, I think Komal, can we ask them to send it through chat, or they can
Yes,
raise
sir,
their
they
hand?
can type in chat. Yes.
Okay, right. So friends, when you have issues, right, or when you have doubts, or when you have your own reservations on a particular part that I'm explaining, so you can send it as you can type and send it as chat. Okay, the chat will be in a equal interval. The chat will get updated to me so that I can answer all your questions, right? Okay. I don't think that may be necessary. Why? Because I'm going to give you the entire thing very practically, and I'm going to approach the subject technically as well as the psychology of the people behind it. Okay, so both psychology of the consultant as well as the psychology of the accountants or the clients. Okay, right. So now the question is, what is way number one, Krishnan? Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me stop my video because Avichi Krishnan is not required, right? When Tally is there, that's more than enough for than anyone. Okay, so I strongly believe. I strongly believe. Okay, like so Avichi Krishnan is after all a tool. Okay, so let me share the screen. Let me give you the way one. Okay, way one is offline data. Okay, so people will have two sets of books. One set of book will be primarily with the client. So client will update sales entry, purchase entry, bank entries at times. Okay, so sales and purchase entries will be updated by client. Okay, so client will keep that much. Okay, so client will not venture into any other entries, legal entries or any other payment, receipt, all this, right? Okay, he will not venture. His job is to put the sales vouchers and get a printout and give it to the customers or send it across. Okay, the second one, entering all the purchase vouchers. Why? Because these two require the technical knowledge. Okay, right? So we, the chartered accountants, are we the consultants will not have so much of technical knowledge. Okay, or we are not aware of all the spare parts, inventory, and so many other things. No, so we'll keep away from all these things. Our job is to debit something or credit something. Okay, right, and to derive the due tax and make them to pay. Okay, that's it. Okay, so first thing is, two sets of books will be there. One, the first set will be primarily with the client. Client will update selective portion of the books. The second set will be with the consultant. The second set will be updated fully. The consultant is going to prepare the FS, okay, financial statements from the second set of book, and he is going to upload the JSON to GST and JSON to income tax. Okay, right? So this is how the scenario is. Okay, so two people will have two sets of books. Now the question is how to export data from one set of book to another. So how to import the data into the second set of book. Okay, what are the intricacies or what are the lacunas in it? So how to do it perfectly? Okay, either with the help of 2.1 or with the help of 3.0.1. So I'm going to show you both the things, right? Okay, so in scenario number one, let me show you. Okay, so the client will have one set of book. Okay, right? So I carefully give two different numbers. Okay, the client's book will be sent to me as a zip file, either through mail or through WhatsApp. Okay, so this is the zip file. So 12167 is the number I gave to my client's data. Okay, so when I get it, I'll simply unzip it. Okay, right? I'll have another set of book which has a different number. Okay, so this is how two sets of books are there. 12167 is maintained by the client. 22172 is maintained by me. Okay, so let me show it in 2.1. Okay, how these two are. Okay, so one is the client is keep on continuing the data from 16 to 24. Okay, so the client will update, okay, two things. Let me show you. The client will update two things primarily. Okay, right? So one is the sales voucher. Okay, right? And then the sales orders are some of the purchase vouchers. Okay, so this is how client will update only the selective portion. Okay, right? What about Krishnan set of books or the consultant set of book? Let me open the consultant set of book. Let me show you how this got updated all the area, right? Let's take the last year even. Okay, right? So see this. Okay, contra entries are there, sales, GST bills are there, journal, payment, purchase, receipt, and all the entries are there. Okay, so this book is almost ready for filing. Okay, let me show you. Right, so April 22 to 23. Okay, so this book is almost ready for filing. Okay, right. So let me show you the balance sheet also. So this is almost ready for filing. Okay, right. So this is how the consultant job is to update all the things. Right, now the question is how this is possible. Okay, so let me explain step by step. First, take the client's file, open the client's file. Okay, open the client's file. Right, okay, suppose if you want to update the sales, okay, or export sales entries from the client's file to your file, okay, so go to display accounts book sales register, okay, right. So I'm going to take the July entries. So let me take the July. How I'm going to take, okay, what are all the important things that I need to remember, right? So when I export this, okay, so let me click on Control E, okay, export. The format required is XML. Why? Because you are going to exchange data between one tally to another tally. So that's technically known as data interchange within tally. Okay, so let me select XML data file, extensible markup language file. So how? Let me click on F8 and choose XML data interchange. Okay, now let me click on export to, right. Let me click on local drive because I'm going to put this in the local drive. Then let me choose the drive in which let me choose the folder in which I want to put the data file, right, or XML file. So let me choose the file. Then the file name could be anything, but the extension must be XML, right? File name can be anything. Some of the consultants used to put, suppose this is for Indo Plastic, okay, so some used to put IND, okay, so IND. Then some used to add the month also, so IND JUL23 dot XML. So file name could be anything, but file format must be XML. So let me select it. Let me click on send. If already some daybook is there, then I need to overwrite. Okay, so let me overwrite. Now I have exported the data into the new one, the export to the particular folder, like in which, okay, so you have to be careful in some of the area. I'll tell you, don't worry. Let me open the new company now. Let me open the my company, okay, the company that I kept for the client. So let me open. Now the question is, 1 minute. Let me set it in the, okay, default. Okay, now the question is how to import the data from the daybook.xml to my file. Okay, so before that, let me check whether is there any entry in that particular month. Okay, the particular month is free. So let me click on import. Let me click on import. Let me click on, let me select transactions because I'm going to take the transaction from one book to another. Okay, so transactions. Let me select the file, right? The name of the file, okay, right, to which I exported the data. So daybook.xml. Let me click on, okay, right. So now it got exported, okay, right. So let me open another tally 2.1. Let me check whether everything got exported promptly. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so let me open another tally. Okay, so specify path. Let me copy the path. Let me copy the path. Okay, so where I kept the data. So data is here, no? So let me copy the path, Control V. So now let me open the company. Okay, right? So this is the old one, no? So 12167 from where I exported the data. Okay, so display accounts book sales. Okay, so 33, okay, 1 month. So 33 70 150, 33 70 150. Okay, right. So 33 70 150. Okay, now let me check whether the starting number is okay, 266. Okay, so 266. Let me go to the last one, 352. So 352. Okay, let me click on Control H. Okay, then let me select extract. Let me select extract. Okay, so that I can select, I can check whether the sales is updated promptly, taxes updated promptly. Okay, so Control H, extract. Okay, so sales 2839,859 to tax. Okay, let me match the taxes. Okay, let me match the taxes. Let me check the transportation charge. Everything is okay. Okay, right. So Komal, Bittu Raj raised his hand. Okay, so can I stop or will you check with him? Komal, Bittu Raj raised his hand. Okay, so can you please check? Yeah, okay. So Mr. Bituraj, please wait. Komal might send you some chat or something. Okay, so she'll assist you, right? Okay, don't worry. Uh, right? Okay. So now the question is, suppose that may be the question of Bituraj, right? Okay, sir, everything got exported promptly in this. Is it always possible? Is it always possible? That may be the question. Okay, right? So that may not be possible. That may not be possible, or that need not to be always, right? Okay. So there may be chances of error. Okay. So how to avoid that error? Especially, let me do it for a next month. Okay. So let me do it for the next month. Suppose this is the month. This is the month. Okay. So let me add one more voucher. Let me add one more voucher. Let me add a master. Let me add a master. So tally company, okay, right? Or tally partner, okay. So tally partner is the new master, okay. So sundry debtor, new master is in Tamil Nadu. Suppose the day number is this, okay, right? So 1Z6. So this is the new master. Let me raise a bill. Let me raise a bill, okay, right? So the bill is for this item, okay. So 100 numbers. This is the rate, okay. Some taxes are there, okay. So rounded off, this is the number. So now let me try control E, okay, right? Okay, 1 minute. Control E, okay. So 1 minute, okay. So control E, then E, let me export this to XML. Now let me go to the new file, okay, right? Or the company that I kept for the client. Then let me select transactions. Let me take daybook.xml, okay, right? So now we got a message, import fail, check the event log for more details, okay, right? So we have some issue. Let's check where we got it, okay. So till 373 it's okay. What about 374? Probably that may be a new master, okay. So it stopped 373, okay. So till 373. If this is the issue, how to solve this? So let me clear this entries first, okay. Let me press control spacebar, control D. Let me clear the entries first. Then let me export the file with a small change. Okay, so let me export the file. Now let me click on configure. Okay, let me click on configure. Right, I'm going to select the dependent masters. Okay, so let me set yes to include dependent masters. Okay, so let me set yes to include dependent masters. Okay, so when I do so, so the dependent masters will also get exported to the file. Okay, so you need not to create the dependent master again. So let me do it. Send. Okay, so override. Now the entries along with the dependent masters, whatever be the newly added or modified data, right? Okay, modified masters, all will be exported along with the transactions. Okay, so let me go to the new company, okay, or the company that I'm maintaining for the client. Okay, so before importing, let me show you an important thing. Okay, look at the balance sheet. Look at the balance sheet, right? Both the sites it get tallied promptly. Okay, or it is with the proper opening balance, right? Okay, so 42307, 42307, right? Both the sites are matching promptly. Let me import now. Let me import the data now. Import transactions with the dependent master. Okay. Now the error will get solved. Now the error will get solved. Let me show you. Display accounts book, sales. Okay. Look at the total. Look at the total. 1031, 321, 1031, 321. Okay. So the problem got solved. Okay. So Bituraj may be happy, but the issue is, as far as exporting data is concerned, the problem is solved. Look at the balance sheet. There is a problem, right? A difference in opening balance. How it comes? Please remember, when you export data with the dependent master, the opening balance of that particular master will also get carried from one data to another data, or also get exported. So when you import, the dependent master will get updated along with the opening balance. So If you keep this practice month on month, every month you need to set the opening balance again and again. It would be a new headache or a comparatively smaller headache than the exporting and importing. Okay. Anyway, the consultants may not like this. Okay, right? May not like this. So how to solve this? Okay, that's a $1,000,000 question. Let me answer that question. Don't worry. Please remember there is an issue, right? Okay, it's not a persistent issue or this is not a permanent issue, right? The issue could be solved with the help of Tally so easily. Okay, right? So dependent master is over, right? Okay, then how to avoid this? How to avoid this? Suppose someone didn't take the dependent master. Let me show you. Suppose this is the new thing. No, let me show you. Yeah. Okay. So display accounts book sales. Okay. Now the question from Ramesh, sir, it stopped 373. No. So we know there is a new master in the God vision. Why don't Tally continue with the next one? Okay, 375 the master is there, no? 376 the master is there, no? If there is no master on 374, let Tally leave it and continue, no? Okay, right? Is that possible, Krishnan? That's the question to me. Okay, so let me delete it. Let me delete it. How to do it? I'll show you. Okay, so click on, okay, let me go to the old data. Okay, okay, let me go to the old data, right? Okay, so let me take the thing. Okay, this is the thing. So control E. Let us assume I didn't configure the dependent master, right? I didn't configure the dependent master. Let it be. So control E. Okay. So let me send it. Let me send it. Okay, right. Now the question, now the request is Tally shouldn't stop where there is a mistake. Tally should continue or Tally should ignore that mistake and continue the data transfer. Is it possible? Yeah, that's possible. So import. Okay, right. So import. So transaction. Okay, transaction daybook. Now Tally exported everything. No, right. Okay. So how? So how? Okay. So how that possible? Click on ignore errors. Click on ignore errors. Okay, right? Then do it. Okay. So I'll do it again. So click on import errors. Okay, right? Okay, then do it. Okay. So or else let's take the data again. 1 minute. Let's take the data again. Okay, right? So 270. Okay, right. So let me do it. Okay. DAS. Okay. So import configuration, ignore errors during import, set it as yes. Okay. Then click on import transaction. Okay. Daybook. Okay. Right. So now there are entries. No, I think I get confused between two datas, right? Okay. So let's do it again. Now let's redo it again. Okay. This is the one. Okay. This is the one from which I took the data. No. Okay. Right. So let me, yeah. Okay. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Before that, let me delete those two updated masters. Okay. So God vision is not the master. Tally partner. Okay. So Tally partner. These two masters were not there. Originally, these two masters were not there. So let me export. Let us assume I didn't configure the including dependent master. Why? Because the opening balance issue should not be there. So let me export, right? Daybook. Okay. Not now. Let me come to the original, the updated data or the concerns data. Okay. Then let me click on import. Let me configure. Let me configure to ignore the errors. Okay. So let me set so. Then let me click on import. Select transaction. Choose the file. Okay. Now also Tally exporting the entire thing. But the problem is Tally will not take the entire amount. Okay, look at it, 1031, 321, but Tally took only 1028, 163. Okay, where is the mistake, right? So 373, okay, Sri Murugan. 374 must be God, but there was an error. Okay, so Tally leave it. Okay, then continue with the next voucher. Okay, so this is how 1 and 2, right? So these two were not there in the updated one. Okay, look at it. 1028 163 1028 163. Right now the question from Priya. Okay, sir, if this is the thing, right, I need to find out the mistakes, no, or the left out, no. So again, either I have to check the opening balance or I have to find out the errors. Okay, so is there any other way? Is there any other way? Yeah, there is a way. There is a fantastic way. How? What is the way? Go to 3.0.1. Go to 3.0.1. Take these two companies. Okay, right. So let me take one by one. Suppose this is the company. Okay, right. So let me take the company, my client's company. Okay, right. Let me export the data as usual. Display accounts book, right? Okay, so let me update the data. Okay, let me put one more entry. Let me put one more entry. Okay, so tally partner, suppose tally partner. Okay, so tally partner is the newly added one in the 3.0.1. Okay, right, with the GST number. Okay, right. So let me store it. Suppose this is for a particular thing, right? Okay, right. So 100 numbers is the value. So let me put this as a voucher. Okay, so now I'm trying to export. Okay, control E. Here I didn't select the dependent master, right? Okay, I didn't select the dependent master. Okay, right. So let me click on yeah, okay, file format. Let me select XML. Let me check whether I updated the including dependent master. No. Okay, right, it's not necessary. So let me click on export. It got exported. Okay, so now let me open the new company. Let me open the new company. This is the new company. Let me click on import. Let me go to configuration. Okay, the configuration has a fantastic option, three options in the behavior of import. Okay, so let me click the behavior. Okay, behavior has beautiful options. The first option, stop import at first exception. When you set so, please remember the export will continue till 373. 374, the guard company was not there, our master was not there. Okay, so immediately tally will stop at that moment. Okay, so it will not continue. So you may know where exactly the problem is, right? Okay, the next one is ignore exceptions and import. Okay, so tally will ignore all those exceptions and continue importing. So as usual, you will get the entire voucher without two newly added masters. Okay, so these two are the existing one, almost existing one. The third one is the fantastic one and a magical one. Okay, what is the third one here? Third one allows us to continue with the exception and importing all the entries. Okay, this is a beautiful option. So let me select record exceptions and import. Okay, right, record exceptions and import. Now let me import. Okay, right, config import, sorry, import. Okay, then transactions. Okay, so let me select the day book. Okay, so now tally is continuing all the imports. Okay, right, so exceptions are there. Okay, exceptions are there, so you can resolve those exceptions. Okay, right. So let me go to display accounts book, sales book. Okay, right, so these entries are there. Okay, right, so let me get the exceptions, right? Okay, so let me click on import. Let me go to exceptions. Okay, there are two exceptions. Okay, what are they? The two exceptions are related to masters. Okay, so masters are not there in the updated data. Okay, or the new data. Okay, so let me click on to, let me click on it. Okay, so let me select, let me click on guard vision. Let me press Control A. Okay, so let me again click tally partner. Let me click. Okay, why? Because when the client added some masters, okay, so my concern is whether he enabled the GST promptly, whether he typed the number promptly, whether he gave the address and so many other things, SEZ information and so many other things. No, right? Okay, if it's related to TDS, whether he updated TDS. So these are all my concerns as being their tax consultant. So let me check all those things and then accept the exceptions. Okay, so the third one allows us to import all the entry with the exceptions. Let me keep an eye on the exceptions. Let me accept them being their consultant. After my consent, okay, the data will get updated. Okay, so let me go to display accounts book, sales book. Now the data got updated with the 373, right? Okay, the particular guard vision and tally partner. Okay, right? Okay, right, the number got changed. Why? Because I didn't update it July. That's why the number got changed. Okay, don't worry. 3.0.1 has another beautiful option. Okay, right, so voucher type, right? In the voucher type, suppose if you select retain original voucher number, so tally can retain the original one. Okay, right, so don't worry, so you can keep the original one, right? Okay, so this is the first option, right? Okay, so record exceptions. Okay, so this is how, when you import data, export data from the particular client's book to your book, you can enable dependent masters. But please remember, this dependent masters may result in opening balance difference, right? Or difference in opening balance. Okay, right, so when you do it month on month, it will be a headache for you. Okay, right, so when you ignore errors, right, when you ignore errors, tally will ignore errors, but please remember, those errors will not get updated. So you have to find out all those errors and you have to update it manually. Okay, so now the question is there any detailed logbook where I did the mistakes? Okay, yeah, there is a logbook, right? I'll tell you how to configure, right? So import configuration, so click on show more. Okay, click on show more. So enable detailed log. Okay, the file name is tally.imp. IMP stands for import. Okay, so when you set so one IMP file will be created in the tally folder, right? Okay, so the configured folder. Okay, so you can click on it, you can check. Okay, it's a notepad file, you can check where exactly the mistake is, or what are all the mistakes, how many entries you try to export, how many entry got imported promptly, how many were missing. Okay, so you can get a detailed log by using this tally.imp. So this is way number one here. Okay, right. Komal, before proceeding to way number two, can we have anything in the chat, or will you forward?
Currently, there are no questions.
Okay, Bituraj raised his hand, no? So can we check with Bituraj? One Mr. Bituraj raised his hand. Okay, Bituraj, if you have any questions, can you please send it across so that I can answer that, and I can proceed to the second one. Hope this is useful. Hope this is useful, because I'm always keep telling to people, right? Okay, the practitioner is bit different from a from a tally trainer. Okay, so normal tally trainer will tell you the nuances of tally. Okay, the practitioner will give you what are all the problems that he encountered in the field. Okay, that's where the differences. Even UGC consider people like me as PFP. Okay, professor of practice. Recently they announced this, professor of practice. Okay, those who know what exactly going in the field. Okay, okay, so one chat is there, let me check. Okay, yeah, okay. There are two ways. One, you can send it to chat, or the another way, you can send it in the Q&A, right? Okay, question and answer area. Okay, both the thing will be answered, will be forwarded to me, we'll answer. Okay, right, so don't worry, Komal is there, she'll yeah, okay. Please explain record and exception. Okay, sir, it's not record and exception. Manish Vakilji, it's not record and exception. It is, uh, I'll show you, right? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, right? So import the configuration. Okay, the second question is behavior of import. So behavior of import. Okay, right? Okay, so this clearly says record exceptions and import. Okay, right? So this will record the exceptions. At the same time, this will import. Okay, this will not stop. Okay, when you choose the first step, tally will stop at the first exception. Okay, right? So tally will not move further. This is the first one. The second one, ignore exceptions. Tally won't bother the exceptions. Tally will keep on importing. Suppose, let's assume I tried to export 76 line items from one book to another book. Like, let us assume 5 exceptions are there. So if I choose the first one, where exactly the first exception is, let's assume the first exception is at 67th line. So tally will import till 66. Tally will stop at 67. Tally will not continue. The second one, tally will not bother about all the 5 exceptions. Tally will keep on continuing, right? Okay, so at the end of this, 71 entries will be there instead of 76. Okay, so third one, the record exceptions and import, all the 76 will get imported, whereas the books will get updated only for the 71. 5 exceptions will be kept differently, okay, or in a different report, right, as exception report. Okay, so you have to accept all those exceptions. That exceptions may be on the accounting masters, inventory masters, taxation masters, or corrections or modifications in any of them. Okay, so all this will be considered as exception. Newly added master, appended or modified master, okay, deleted master, all will be there. All will be there. Okay, so you have to give your consent on each and every one. So the moment when you give your consent, the books will get updated. Till then, the books will not get updated. So this is how it is. Okay, right? Okay. So hope Vakilji, your question is over, right? Okay. When to give consent? You have to click on. You have to click on. Okay. So the one warning will be there. Okay. Let me do it again. One warning will be there. So let me do it again. Okay. So import, import. Okay. Right. So transactions. Right. So let me choose the file. Let me choose the file. Okay. So daybook.xml. So at the end of this, one warning will be there. Okay, so already we gave consent to this. No, 1 minute, let me do it again. So alt G. Okay, alt G. Let me delete those masters. Okay, guard and tally partner. No, so right. Okay, guard and tally partner. Okay, so don't mistake me. I am killing guard so many times. Okay, right. In the record, right? Okay, not really. I'm not so big shot, right? Okay, so I'm just I deleted guard twice or thrice. I'm not an atheist, but then I need to do it. Okay, right? So display accounts book sales. Okay, import, import, then transactions. Okay, so daybook.xml. The moment it is over, when there are exceptions, one warning or one information will be passed to you. After getting this such information, right? Okay, then you have to click on import. You have to go to exception. You have to find out what are all the exceptions. Okay, right? Then you can accept one by one. Okay, till then, the masters, the entries will not get updated in your books. Look at it. Guard is not there. Tally partner is not there. No. So let me click on import now. Exceptions. Okay. So let me accept those things. Let me check whether the guard is with the state. Okay. State is not there. Okay. So let me get the state. Okay. Then let me search and find out the guard vision name. Suppose guard vision may be a consumer. So let me store it as consumer. Tally partner is updated without the number. So let me select right. Okay. Tamil Nadu, and let me put the number, right? Let me put the number. So as this may be in the B2B. Okay, right? So let me put the number. Let me store it. So the moment when I did so, the entries will be there. Guard vision and tally partner will be there. Okay, this is how it is. Not only accepting, Manish ji, not only accepting here, you have to check whether the particular master is intact. Okay, so when you find it this is intact, you can simply accept. Okay, right? Right? Okay. Okay, right. So GUID in transaction, right? Okay. So uh, yeah, I'll show you, right? So where exactly it is? Configuration, okay, right? So then GUID. Overwrite vouchers when a voucher with same GUID exists. Okay, let me show it, right? Okay, let me try to import now. Let me try to import again. Import the same entries. Okay, Alt I, transaction. Okay, debug.xml, right? Okay, look at it. What happened now? Tally tried to import those vouchers. Okay, import those vouchers, but the vouchers didn't get imported. Why? Because the vouchers are already there. The vouchers are already there. Okay, how Tally knows that? How Tally knows that? Let's assume Tally is trying to match the numbers. Okay, right? So let me delete one. Let me delete one. Now the numbers got changed. Let me try to import again transaction. Okay, let me try to import again. My imagination is, right, the 36026. Okay, after that every voucher number got changed, so Tally will uh, uh, double it. Okay, or Tally will import it twice. Okay, it didn't happen. What happened? Okay, every voucher besides this number, every voucher will have a unique ID behind it. Okay, right? So based on the unique ID, okay, Tally is importing or exporting masters and vouchers. Okay, right? So don't worry if the entry is imported already, right? Okay, don't worry. Tally will not import it again and again. Tally will simply keep it, or Tally will overwrite it. Okay, that's what GUID is. Okay, right? Clear? Okay, right. Yeah, Sriram Nagarajan, question is how to verify the last transactions. Okay, right. So I'll tell you the way. Okay, right. I'll tell you the way. The way number one, go to P&L account. Go to P&L account. Suppose if you want to file it for June, right? Okay, I'll tell you in the 2.1, right? Okay. Suppose if you want to do it for July, right? So let me go to P&L account, right? Let me take July. Let me take July. So let me calculate 2839,859.2 plus 16,200. Okay, is the indirect income, no? Indirect income, right? For transport. So let me add both the thing. So it must be 2856,059. Now let me click on Alt G, select GSTR1, choose this one. Okay. Any uncertain transactions, let me close them. Okay, right? Okay. This number is not correct. So let me change it. Let us assume. So let me change all these things. Okay. Once it's over, right? Okay. So the data must show, the output must show the same 2856,059. Okay, this is the way to check, or this is the way to match the P&L account with GSTR1. Okay, not only this here, not only this, Mr. Narajan, not only this. Okay, after that, press F12, press F12. Okay, set S to all tax types. Note down these figures, note down these figures. Go to balance sheet, go to balance sheet. Okay, right? Take till 31st July, right? Then click on current liabilities, duties and taxes. Click on F12, set S to opening, transaction and closing. Okay, so that the credits will be there. Okay, try to match this credit values with the GSTR1. Okay, say for example 3040.5, no? Okay, right? So 3040.5 must be on the integrated tax. Okay, when you make this two okay, right? Okay, so the value must be 3040. Okay, this is how you can match, right? Okay, so way number one, match your P&L account with the output. Okay, the way number two, match your tax values with the balance sheet. Okay, this is how you have to do it. Okay, like Sriram Nagarajan, I think the answer is okay. Poruma, புரிஞ்சிருத்தா? Okay, like sometimes we can comment in the vernacular language, right? Okay, hope you won't mind. I know a bit of Solpa Kannada, వాళ్ళకి తెలుగు రాదు. Okay, kuch kuch Hindi, thoda thoda Hindi. Okay, this is how I'm just managing, right? Okay, so Komal, can we proceed to the second step? Second step, okay. Yeah, okay. With all your permission, let me move on to the second step, right? Okay. Before that, yeah, Nagarajan, Sriram Nagarajan said that's okay. Okay, right. So two questions were there. I answer the questions, right? So answer live, answer live. Okay. So done, done. Okay, right. So let me now move on to the second thing. Okay, people, the consultant and the client used to keep an arrangement, right? What is that arrangement? The arrangement is one single set of book will be there. Okay, right? They're not going to maintain two different set of books. One single set of book will be there. Okay, so let us assume Sriram Nagarajan is my client. Okay, Avichi Krishnan is at another end being a tax consultant. Okay, so these two agreed to keep one set of book. Okay, and to exchange the data between these two. Okay, so Sriram Nagarajan said on or before, agreed to send on or before 9th or 8th the GSTR 1 related data. Okay, on or before 18th, right? GSTR 3B related data. On or before 1st of September or 31st of August, the GST tax audit report, right? Okay, so this is how they agreed. Okay, so every month, right, or every interval, right, equal interval, they used to exchange the books. Now what is the big? One single set of books can be there. Okay, I'll show you, right? Okay, let's take one example. Let's take one example. I'll show you the book, right? Okay, so one data will be there. One data will be there. Let's assume this is the data number. Okay, so 3004, one data will be there. So Sriram Nagarajan will update it and send it to me as a zip file. Okay, right? So I'll open in this, I'll work. Okay, I'll update, right? Suppose Sriram agreed to put the sales vouchers and purchase vouchers. So let me update all the other things, all the other things. Okay, right? I'll show you. Let me update all the other things. Okay, remaining. Okay, let's assume this is on April 22 and 23. Okay, so let me update. Okay, or April 22 to 23. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let me update all the other things. Okay, journal, debit note, credit note, and all the other things. Let me again take a backup. Okay, let me send it to Sriram. The problem in this model is, suppose if I take 2 days time to update, all these 2 days, Sriram cannot do anything, right? The data that kept by Sriram is only for viewing or for display purpose. So Sriram cannot make any adjustments. Okay, so he has to wait till I send the data to him. Okay, so definitely many of the entrepreneurs, right, will not agree. Will not agree. Okay, why? Because 2 plus 2 every month, 4 or 5 days will be in vain, right? Okay, so they have to waste, or they have to concentrate on some other work. Okay, so this single set of books, even though it looks like simple and easy, okay, and data updation on either side. Okay, that's the lacuna, right? Okay, so data can be updated either the client side or on the consultant side. Okay, so both of them cannot work at the same time. Okay, so anyway, the small clients, with regard to small clients, are one man army. This format suits well. Okay, I have nearly 10 to 12 clients. Okay, they uh, they are so happy to keep this format. So, why? Because for them it's easy. So they can schedule their work between 9 to 10. They can go for marketing or some other. Okay, they can send the books to me. So I can update. 11th onwards they can update. Okay, so from 18th to 20th they cannot update. Let me update. So this is how they feel comfort in keeping one set of book and sending this to me, allowing me to update or allowing me to enter vouchers on it and send it across. Okay, so anyway, the second way is well and good for small companies, right, or one man armies in which the entrepreneurs are running the entire show. Okay, right? What about the second man is there in the company? Okay, let's assume one entrepreneur is there, one accounting and marketing guy is there. Okay, right? So both of them are working for the company. Okay, so both needs the books on day-to-day basis. Okay, if it's so, they cannot send the book and wait till I update the book and give it to him. So what is the way out? So let me move on to the third way, okay, right? The third way is, again, they both are going to keep one single set of book, okay. Both of them are going to update at the same time, but the updated vouchers will be reported promptly by Tally. The updated vouchers can be exported and imported between these two. Okay, this is a fantastic way. This is a fantastic way, right? How? Let me show it. Let me show it. Okay, right? Suppose this is the data. Okay, so techno engineering. This is the data. Okay, so this 10,000 company data is maintained by both techno engineering client as well as his consultant. Okay, right? So now the question is, how techno engineering knows what are all the entries made up by the consultants? Okay, or how the consultant will update or send only the updated entries? This is $1 million question, no? Don't worry. When Tally is there, everything is possible. Everything is easily possible, right? I used to tell, even to cook Maggi noodles, that may take 2 minutes time. If you have Tally with you, filing GSTR1 will not even take 1 minute of yours. So my simple assurance to people is, filing GSTR1 with the help of Tally is much more easier than cooking up Tally Maggie. Sorry, Maggie noodle. Okay, so Maggie noodle will be little cumbersome. Okay, you do not even set your tears or put your efforts. Okay, effortlessly you can file GSTR1 and GSTR3B when you have Tally. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to explain this. Okay, let's assume techno engineering has sent you the data. Okay, let me open the data. Now I'm going to update the data. Okay, please remember, when I started updating, my client will also update us data. So if I update something, if I send it to them, they cannot overwrite the data. That's what the problem is, right? Okay, I'll show you. Suppose 44 entries are there, right? On receipt of this, I'm going to put at least 6-7 entries in this, and I'm going to correct some of the 44 entries. If so, when I send the data to them, if they overwrite the data with their data, obviously whatever they updated, they have to lose. If they didn't update the data, they cannot get my updations. So this is where the problem is. So now Tally clearly said, friend, don't worry, do the magic. What is the magic? Click on F11, click on F11, go to mark modified vouchers. Okay, right? This step must be done at the consultant's place, not at the client's place. Okay, so click on mark modified vouchers. Okay, just set yes, right? Please remember, this must be done yes before making any changes in the client's data or before updating any of the data in the client's book. Okay, so mark modified vouchers. Okay, let me set yes. Now let me make the changes, right? Suppose display accounts book sales. Okay, in this entry, he find out the amount is not 1,06,50. This is 97,650. So let the consultant make the correction, right? The tax values will get updated accordingly. Don't worry, don't worry, update it, right? Okay, then the consultant find that one entry was missing. Okay, let him add it. On 31st of July, one entry was missing. Okay, this is to acute tax. Okay, right? Okay, so this is for job work 12%. Suppose 43,500. So let it get added with the data. Don't worry. So this is the perfect data now, right? Okay, so now the question is, Krishnan, you have updated some entries, no? How this can be exchanged between the consultant and the client? The first thing, whatever be the updations, how to view the updations? That's the $1 million question. Okay, how to view the updations? Okay, I'll tell you how to view them. Okay, so go to display. Okay, right? Then go to exceptions report. Then choose the marked vouchers. Okay, this is one way. Let me repeat: display, okay, right? Then exception report, then go to marked vouchers. So what are all the vouchers changed? Okay, will be there. Okay, another easy way: click on Alt G. Okay, right? So type modified, okay, or type mark, right? Marked vouchers. Okay, select marked vouchers. This is easy. Okay, so now these two vouchers are modified. So I need to exchange these vouchers, right, with a new value, right, to the client. How to do it so easily? Okay, so the way is: click on Control E. Click on Control E. Please remember, when you click on Control E, Tally knows that this for the data exchange between the client and consultants only for the marked voucher. So Tally will choose the file format as XML, because this is the preferred format to exchange data between Tally to Tally. Okay, so XML, and then this is for only for the marked vouchers. Okay, right? So don't worry, you need not do anything. Go to the exception report, sorry, marked vouchers report. Okay, so Alt G. Okay, so mark vouchers. So marked vouchers. Then click on Control E. Everything is set already. Everything is set already. Okay, so look at the file name. The file name is clearly with the GSTN number of the party, and then the month and the year. Okay, so this is how you are not going to overwrite the file with the existing one. Suppose the existing one is for June, you are going to carefully do it for July. Okay, so let me click on send. When I click on send, this file will be created as the XML. Okay, right? So I can attach this XML in the mail and send it to my client, right? I can ask my client to click on import. Okay, click on transaction, ask him to select the particular XML file. Okay, right? So that the data will get exported from one party to another party, right? Please remember, both the places the GSTN number will be same. So being a consultant, let us assume, instead of sending this file to my client, I mistakenly sent some other's file, right? So instead of Ravindran's file, right, I sent Komal's file. Okay, don't worry. When it reaches Komal, right, okay, right, or Ravindran, no. So when they get update the file, when they try to update the file, the GSTN mismatch will be there. Tally will not update it, so that the client will revert back to consultant. Sir, you have sent some file, but Tally is not updating. Okay, so on a receipt of such message, the consultant will realize the mistake that he did. Okay, so immediately he'll reply, "Don't worry, sir. I'll send you another file. Don't worry." This is how. So the diligence and due care is with the client. Okay, so with Tally. Okay. Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. I'll answer. Right. Okay. So this is how it is. Okay. Right. Now the second thing is, let us assume in my tension, right? Okay. In the mid of the month, right? Okay. When I need to prepare 2030 GSTR 1 or 2030 GSTR 2B, right? 3B, right? I may be little tensed. I may send the file again and again to the client. Okay. So is it possible in Tally? Don't worry, the moment when you export the file, no, the moment when you export the file, no, so the vouchers will not be there. Okay, so you cannot do it again. So you cannot do the error of commission, right? Okay, now the question from Kumar, right? Sir, you said the moment when I export something, the file will not be there, the entries will not be there. Good. Okay, suppose after 3 months, my client is asking me, "Sir, you have sent something during May, no? Did you remember?" If this is the question, how can I encounter this question? Okay, don't worry. Tally has the answer, right? Okay. So click on export history. Tally will tell you whenever you have exported entries from this book to your client. Okay. So if you choose the one and click on this, you can simply get whatever you exported. Okay, right? So I tried once already. Okay. So 3 entries are there. So entry by entry, the record will be there. Don't worry. Okay, right. Now the question is, by mistake, by mistake, right? I have made something. I have corrected something. Okay, right? Let's assume. So let us assume by mistake, right? Or I made a change, 44,000, right? I made a change, right? So when I made this change, my client called me. I told him, sir, I made a change in the particular voucher, 146, I made a change. Okay. He immediately said, don't worry, sir, do it. Let me also make the same change. Okay. Suppose he did so, right? Okay. So do I need to export the data? Do I need to export the data? Not necessary. Okay. Not necessary, right? Because client also knows that. Okay. So client did the same. Now, what is the way? Okay. So now click on clear all marking. Okay, right? So this voucher, right, will get the marking on this voucher will get vanished. Okay, wiped off. So you need not export, right? Okay, this is how some of the vouchers you can take the marks. Okay, so this is the way out. So the third way is, let me repeat. So consultant has to enable mark modified voucher. Okay, so both of them can update either end. Okay, so the consultant can view, export, and once it's exported, the history will be there. So consultant can check it. Okay, right. So now the question is, now the question from in the chat. Okay, suppose Manish Vakil's question. Suppose the client made this change. Okay, right. So if so, the client has to choose that particular voucher and he has to export. Okay, right. He has to choose the particular voucher. Client cannot mark up that voucher. Okay, if both of us marked up, then the problem will be different, right? Okay, so the client has to choose that particular voucher. He has to export. The export file will reach me. Let me update. Okay, that's the way. That's the way. Okay, right. So this is the third way here. Third way. Okay, clear? Can we move on to fourth way, or you have any questions? Suppose when you have questions, right? Then let me tell you. Let me give you the answers for things, right? Okay. Yeah. Someone raised their thumb. Okay, I'm so thankful. Okay. These kind of cheer ups, no? I cannot expect the cheer girls here, right? Okay. It's not a one day 2020 match, right? Okay. Anyway, cheering like this will encourage us, right? I even saw pro active students in the classroom, right? Those who used to raise their eyebrows, those who used to raise their thumb and so satisfied look and everything, right? Okay. Yeah, Vignesh CN, can you please send the query to through chat? Okay, yeah, question is there. Okay, Vikas Narula, can you explain how to client update the tally? You mean the releases of tally? Okay, let me take it in that way. So how to update? Okay, right. With regard to okay, like okay. So what do you mean, Mr. Vikas Narula? I didn't get your question. No, can you please explain it more? Because I'm just waiting for your explanation, right?
So can I unmute him, or like once you're done with everything, you?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Data changes by the consultant. The consultant has to enable the markup voucher. Okay, and he has to he can update the vouchers in his book. Once it's over, he can go to exception report and he can export it as a XML file. Okay, so the XML file will reach the client. Okay, the XML file will reach the client. Okay, right. The client can update his file. Okay, the client can update his file. So I'll show you. Suppose the client open his file. Okay, right. Then he can click on Alt I import. He can click on transaction. Then he has to choose the file. Suppose this is the file sent by consultant. So let him click on that particular file. Okay. So in this file will consist of all the changed vouchers. Okay, all the updated vouchers. So the updated information will be passed from the consultant's file to client's file. This is the way. So let me repeat. Once the export is over. Once the export is over, okay, so marked vouchers. Once the export is over, suppose this is the export, no? So once the export is over, then the exported XML file must be sent to the client through mail. Okay, so once the client got the mail, he has to download the file. Okay, put it in the tally folder, and he in his book has to click on import and transaction, and he has to select the particular file, right? Okay, because Narula, hope I explained it with the uh, enough steps, right? Okay. Okay, any more questions? Okay, right. Yeah, Q&A. There is a question, right? Okay, because Narula ji said thank you, right? Okay, right. So let me move on to the fourth way. Fourth way, every one of us know the fourth way, or it's very familiar to us. The fourth way is clicking on any disk, right? Okay, right. So any disk, or there are so many remote server, no? There are so many remote servers, no? So click on any disk, or so many others, right? Okay, so click on that, right? Right. Ask your request your consultant to update your books. But the problem is, in this method may be good, right? The problem is, if suppose you allowed him to come through any desk, the problem is he is going to work in his laptop, but you have to spare one machine at your place. Okay, so that particular machine's power usage, everything. Let's assume we kept 4 laptops for 4 people. If we dedicate one laptop through remote desktop, right? Okay, the consultant will keep on working in that. Let's assume it took 3 hours for him to update the books. The books will be with us. That's well and good. The consultant will update everything in our books. That's well and good. Okay, but all the 3 hours, we have to keep one man ideal, right? For all the 3 hours, all the 3 hours, one machine will be there as the sharing medium, right? Okay, so you cannot do anything in that. So that's where the huge money, or that's where the huge power and everything, right, may get spoiled. So that's how AnyDesk may be a temporary solution for small issues, right, but not a temporary permanent solution forever. Okay, so let me move on to the fifth one. Fifth one is a multi-access, multi-point remote access, right? Okay, so the remote access will happen at the back end. So you need not to spare the machine, or you need not to keep the machine ideal for all the hours. Okay, right? That's where the issue is, right? Let me explain how it is, right? With my material, right, or with my book. Okay, so that people can understand how this is, right? Okay. So I for your information, I authored 4 books for Tally, 2 video tutors for Tally. Please remember, I'm not selling all of them now, right? Okay. So this is not the proper platform to sell my books. Okay. I'm just sharing my profound knowledge with you, right? Hope people will take it in the right sense, right? Or in the lighter vein. Okay, right. So let me take that. Okay. So tally.net is that particular portion. Okay. So tally.net is the platform. Tally.net is the platform with which you can keep your consultant connected in your data with your data. So consultant can work at the same time when the particular person, right, when the particular accountant is also updating this data. Okay. What is the way? What is the way? Okay. So the way is, right. Okay. So I'll tell you, right. So the way is, okay, one minute. Let me go to that particular area. Then let me explain. Okay, that's technically known as remote access. Okay, first thing, how to enable remote access, right? So remote access needs security. So first, assign an administrator with the password. Okay, so an administrator with the password. Okay, with the email, right? Okay, with the email, right? So I'll assign an administrator. Once the administrator got assigned, then go to F11. Okay, go to F11. then set yes to remote access. Okay, right? Browser access is different from remote access. Set yes to remote access. Okay, so once it's set with remote access, then create the net users, .NET users. Okay, so what is the way? Click on users. Okay, click on users, choose tally.net user, then put the email ID of the particular user. Okay, right? Suppose my email ID is, or my uh, uh, suppose my particular assistant's email ID is Avichi Krishnan 1974 at gmail.com. So let me put it. Okay, so the moment when I put the email ID, I cannot assign any password. The password will be shared by Tally through .NET. Okay, so I need not to give any password. Let me give access to remote. Right. Okay, so let me set yes to allow remote access. If there are any TDL, then let me give access to TDL also. So this is how. So once I authorize the particular user, particular .NET user. Okay, so once I authorize the particular .NET user, the particular .NET user will get a mail from Taddy, okay, with the login credentials. Okay, so the login credentials will have the user ID, mail ID, and the password. Okay, so let him or let her get the information. Once he get, right, okay, such information, instead of connecting, right, okay, instead of selecting the data, right, look at it. Instead of selecting the data, he or she can select a remote company. Okay, so the moment when he select the remote company, he can type his email ID. Okay, email ID given to his employer, right? Okay, or to the consultant. Okay, then let him type the password, right, shared through the email, right? Okay, so let him type the password. So once he type the password, if there are any online company, the online company will be there. Okay, right? Okay, so let's try now, right? Okay, so F11. Okay, F11 or yeah. Okay, so if there are any online company, the online company will be there, so you can work with the online company, right? Okay, comfort in this point number one, the consultant need not to have any licensed Tally version. Okay, so when I get connected with the people, their license will be shared with them, so he can work without any Tally license. Comfort number two, the data will be updated at the client's place, right? Comfort number three, nowadays the remote usage is with the taxation, right? GST or IT. Okay, right? There is no issue. So this is how one single user can have one remote user, one multi-user can have 10 active remote users. Okay, right? So the same remote usage can be extended to field workers. Let's assume three of my staff are in the field. They used to get the sales orders from places. Okay, if so, let them update the sales orders to my company through remote access. So the moment when they get, suppose 111, they got a remote, they got a sales order. When they type it in Tally, 112, the sales order will get updated to all the places in my office. Okay, procurement section will get update, the marketing section will get update, finance section will get update, taxation will get update. Okay, so this is how one order within a minute will get updated to everyone. So remote access will be the most useful one. Okay, so one multi-user can have 10 active remote users. Please remember, if I create 20 users, right, I can keep 10 of them as active. Okay, let's assume Kumar joined with me and left me before 2 months. Let me deactivate him. Okay, right, or let me keep him idle, so that the user may be with me or he is not an active one. Let us assume Priya joined with me, so let me immediately activate Priya will be the active user. Okay, this is how one multi user is with 10 remote active remote users. One single user is with another single user. Okay, so that you need not to keep the license with you, right? Okay, you can simply exchange the data. Okay. Okay, Manish Vakil, your question is between the conversation between the client and the uh, consultant, okay, through which the consultant know the client has changed something, or the consultant has changed the particular thing, right? Okay, so if the conversation is not there, it's better to exchange the marked up vouchers, okay, always, right? Okay, it's better to speak with them or send them the files. No, if you send the file, no problem. Based on GUID, the particular thing will get over, right? Okay, right. So it will not get duplicated, right? So don't worry, don't worry. Okay, so I completed 5 ways. Okay, still some more ways are there. Okay, synchronization is another option. Okay, so synchronization creates mirror images on both the sides. Okay, let's assume uh, Komal has the file. Okay, right? Okay, so I tried to sync that file at my place. So immediately whatever available as of now with Komal will get created as mirror image in my mobile, in my laptop, okay, or in my Tally. So whatever I update and whatever Komal update, no. So let us assume, so we fixed a time at 6 o'clock every evening. So at 6 o'clock, when when particular person, suppose it's assigned with me, when I click on the sync button, automatically whatever updated after the primary syncing, first syncing, okay, the remaining things will get updated on both the side. Okay, right? In this, the client rule and server rule is there, right? So when I set some of the client rules, let us assume some portion of the data will not get updated to me from Komal. Let's assume Komal being the senior accountant, let me be the junior one. So some of the, especially salary portion and all, okay, I should not I may be interested in knowing how Komal is getting from Tally. Okay, right? Okay, that is not the right way. So Komal will not share that portion. Komal will allow me to share or get a picture of only whatever the access is permitted. Okay, that's called client rule or server rule. That's possible. Okay, single sync is also possible. Sync from one side to another side. Both sync. Okay, right? So single from both the side. That's also possible. Then the next option is AWS, Amazon Web Service. Okay, so if you keep so, the data will be in the cloud atmosphere. Okay, right? Even the system is switched off, right? System of particular person is switched off. Don't worry, the second person can update because the data is in cloud, license is in cloud. Okay, so one single user is enough to share between so many people, right? Every person can update anything. Let's assume my boss is in US, I am in Canada. Okay, my junior is in Pakistan. Okay, so can all of us update the data? Yeah, that's possible through AWS. Okay, for which I need to pay a little money for every month. Okay, this is how sharing data between two people. Let me give a conclusion. Let me give a uh, a review on all these topics, right? Okay, so first thing, two different set of books, okay, which is offline. So export with dependent masters, right? Okay, then import ignoring errors or import record exceptions, right? This is also possible. Then the second one, offline single set of book, one can update. Updation can be from either side. Okay, the third one, single set of book, updation can be at both the sides, but marked vouchers can only be passed between client and consultant. Okay, right? So viewing and exporting all are possible. The fourth one, through remote access, but the fourth one needs another machine, right? Okay, the fourth one will spoil the usage of a particular machine or waste of a particular machine. Okay, fifth one, multi remote access. Okay, multi-point remote access. The remote access will be on the back end. You need not to waste the time. Okay, the sixth one, single sync or both sync. Okay, right? Then the seventh one is AWS. Okay, so these are all the ways to exchange data between client and one end to another end. Okay, let it be client and tax consultant, or between branch and head office, anyway, right? So sync, Vikas Narula, sync is a technical thing. Okay, there are experts for sync. approach your Tally partner. Tally partner will help you to sync the data promptly. Okay, sync has a set of rules also. When you sync data, you should not delete any of the masters, right? You can modify the master, you cannot delete, right? Okay, so deleting is not permissible, right? Okay, you can cancel the entries, but don't delete the entry. This is how the sync is. So sync has small rules here and there, right? You have to adapt all the rules, so with which the sync is also a hassle free one, so you can do it so easily. Komal, can we go for the verbal discussion or
Yes, sir.
okay.
So questions you have been taking through the discussion only. So what we can ask is anyone if have any further question, they can raise their hands. I can unmute them.
Okay.
I think Mr. Vignesh, he did raise his hand. I have given permission to unmute him.
Yeah,
If he
please.
still has a question.
Okay.
We've covered everything point by point, and that is good that you've mentioned everything in this so that you don't miss out anything. Thank you so much, Avichi sir, and it was very smooth, and I'm sure most of them will benefit from this during this audit phase. We will definitely upload the recording in a day or two in our CA Connect so that more and more people can attend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
wholeheartedly
Thank you so
thanks
much, sir.
Tally and all the participants, right, for giving me such good opportunity to share my profound knowledge. Okay, so I'm ready to serve Tally at any time. So give me these kind of chances to me to explain the features of Tally. Okay, let me wholeheartedly thank everyone.
Sir, we are obliged by your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Okay, I
Onida.
will now end the session.